They say you can only believe as loud as you yell, and you can only dream as much as you sell yourself. But she found a way through the noise. She followed her heart and found a better choice. Oh, she broke down walls by loving who was with her, and it spread like a fire. She waged a war through peace and forgiveness. One voice is now a choir. Can you feel it? Sacred solution. Can you hear it? Quiet revolution. Can you really be heard if you don't listen? Can you really be strong if you're not lifting others? She's taking a step by taking her hand.
This is Truman Brothers, and it is called A Quiet Revolution. And if you listen to the words, it's about self-development and how we make those ripples in the pond.
Okay.
And I wrote to them because I just fell in love with it, and they said we can use it for anything we want.
I love that.
Oh, isn't it fun for an intro to a Jumpstart?
So what is it? It's Truman Brothers. What is it called?
Truman Brothers, and it's called Quiet Revolution. Yeah. Can you feel it? Can you hear it? It's a quiet revolution. It's all these women coming together, creating a life God wants for them. And then it rips all out.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
I really like it.
I love it.
The mascara. This is really what
This
it's
is
like
real life.
before-
This is us.
This is real life. That's right.
Oh
this
gosh,
is
and
real
look at,
girls.
and
Hey,
there's
here's
the
Carolyn.
mess up.
Yep. This is
Yeah.
And that would be beautiful and really powerful. For the inspired goal setting class, and we are so stoked because you're going to love this. Jacine is going to do a short blip from, well, not really short, but Jacine is going to do an end of year review and something on goals with John C. Maxwell, right?
Mhm.
And then
Yes.
I'm going to do the inspired acronym, the inspired presentation. And then Jen is going to do the guided meditation and the elaboration on what I did. So all three of us get to teach this morning, and we're going to work all the way through. I'm just stoked. So for those of you who don't know, this is CMH Coaching, the home of the creator-based way. We empower women of faith to create the lives they love, the lives they have always wanted. I'll tell you about Jen. Jen is a life coach. She is a can grow anything gardener. And Jen is a
Hypnotherapist.
therapist. See, I said it. She's a hypnotherapist. And I already said she's can grow anything gardener. And it's how cold there and snowing?
It's 29 and snowing.
And snowing. So we're all excited because it's snowing. And then introduce you to Jacine, who is a business coach. She's a mom. She's a grandma. She's an avid runner. And she just brings a whole new dimension to the creator-based way. And then there's me. I'm Beth. I'm a master life coach, and I'm the author and creator of the creator-based way. So here we are, and we're stoked to have you. It's going to be a great meeting. So to begin with, I think we'll just start with Jacine. Jacine, you want to take over and show us what you got?
Hey, everybody. I am just so excited. I love John Maxwell. He has a leadership podcast that he does, and it just is, he has a way of resonating with me, and I hope that this will resonate with you as well. He was asked to share his secrets of his end of year planning. He actually schedules out a full week before the end of the year to do his next year planning. But he said that the number one thing for him to do is that he has to schedule time to reflect, because that's the secret. It's the reflection. and I love how he starts out because I was never really into sports. My brothers were into them. I could run, but pretty much that's all. And he actually talked about that life is all about making adjustments. And just like coaches in the middle of the game, you can train and train and train. You can put in your planner, and your calendar. I'm throwing things around, and your calendar, like so many different things, and have this great plan. And then life gets lifey, right?
It really does. I mean, I'm number one for grandiose plans, just like Jen said. Great big, lots of ideas, and I will put it all in the planner and I will mark it out by date and by step and so specific. And then I sleep in one morning and it's not quite right, or somebody gets sick, or the car breaks down, or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever that plan is.
Yeah.
And I used to, like, for even cleaning my house, I would like, okay, from this time to this time is when I'm going to do the dusting. From this time to this time is when I'm going to do that. And then somebody would call, or one of the kids would fall out of a tree, or
yeah,
whatever. So anyway, life is all about adjustments. And I do love that. So if you guys can remember that as you go through and you do your reflections. So what he suggests that you do, if you're a person that runs by calendars, is to get your 2023 calendar out from last year and schedule some time to go through that calendar. And what you're going to do is you're going to look at what you did during that period of time, or on that day. And there will be certain things that will stand out to you. So what is most important is that you look for the things that added value. What was it that added value to my day on this day, or my week?
What's it look like, something that adds value to your day? I'm not real clear on that.
Okay, so something that adds value. If I'm looking back on my calendar in fact, I'm just going to pull
up a date and let's.
Yeah.
It added value.
Yep. So let me go back. I'm going to just go back to August. I'm just going to pick random stuff. So, okay. Do you want me to share my screen so you guys can see?
If you want to, that'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah. See your whole life, JC.
My life. Hey,
inner workings of JC.
I could have shared. Oh, it won't let me. Can you enable? Yeah. Can you?
On. I'll just do that.
Okay.
You're now a co-host.
Okay.
And I'll do the same thing for you real quick.
So it says you're sharing your screen right now. Oh, never mind. It undid it. Okay. So here's my calendar from the first week in August, end of July, first week in August.
That's impressive, your girlfriend. Hey, look, there's me. I'm on your calendar.
You're on my calendar. Yes. So as you look at your calendar, I'm kind of looking at this at a glance, and I'm thinking about the ones in red are people that I was training, business training one-on-one with. And as I look at that, I just look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, that was August and now it's January. And these people that I trained at this time, you should see what they can do now. I'm so excited. Yeah, that I made a difference in their life and in their business life. And so it was super fun. This added value. I got a new sink. I replaced my
I was going to ask you about that. Yes.
Sink. So, that, and oh my gosh, how that has added so much value to my life, because instead of these two little tiny sinks, I have this one big sink that I can fit my big pans in, which was really helpful during holidays. And then I've got, just for some church stuff, that because of the position that I hold in my church, I have a welfare meeting and I had a presidency meeting. And you can just look at these things and look at our Jumpstart. Yay for August.
And that added value.
It added so much value. So when I look at these things, I can go back and remember, and not just remember, but he said the materials you need are, you've got to have your calendar, get some fun pens if you like colors, get a journal out and look at those weeks. And just, you don't have to write down everything, but pick your like top one or two things that added value that week. And he said, you know, as you do that, you'll begin to see that your year wasn't wasted, right? It was profitable. He said some of the reflective questions that you ask yourself is what do I feel when I look at this? So number one, what do I feel? And then the second one is, what do I know? What are the facts about this week? And you could do it a month. If you don't want to do week by week, you can do it, look at it at a month and just say, yeah, number one, what do I feel when I'm looking at this? And feeling is, it's our intuition, right? It's that gift of intuition. How do I feel when I look at this?
So
what do I know?
What added value? What do I feel about that? What do I know?
What do I know? What were the facts about this month or this week? And then what do I think? And this is the one that I love the most. We're always talking about the creator-based way. And honestly, the creator-based way, if you think about it, it's a higher way of thinking. And dare I say, it's a higher and holier way of thinking, because we're connecting with our God and with our creator. And so what do I think equals possibilities? What were the possibilities that occurred or could have, right? And you can look at it, you know, what occurred, what could have occurred, and then how can I create those possibilities in 2024?
Love that. How can I create those possibilities in 2024? Wow.
And he really talks about this time of reflection. It's a time of thinking. So thinking is the bridge between feeling and facts. And that's a direct quote from him. Thinking is the bridge between feelings and facts. And it's so beautiful, because when we take the time, as we're going to later, to meditate, we've got to schedule that time for thinking.
We're going to make a bridge.
Yes, we're going to make a bridge.
Yeah.
So, and I have two more quotes that are writer downers, guys. So I'll say them again. Okay. The best leaders make their heart and their head work together.
And you know, you're talking creator-based way here. That is what we do. Our heart and our head work together.
Yep.
I love that.
Now, is this a John C. Maxwell quote?
It is. Yes. All three of these quotes are
leaders make
writer downers.
Yep. And their head work together. Got it.
Yep. Okay. And the last one for you guys to write down is, sustained thinking beats smart thinking every day. Like those quotes, sustained thinking beats smart thinking every day. So what do you think that means when you think about that? Yeah,
to
Jen.
Me, it's reinforcing a neural pathway. It's giving the energy to your new thought of what you're trying to create.
Yeah. So you just continue, and that's this process of reviewing your year, and then as you review your year, the planning comes into the thinking part, right? We're going to think about the possibilities, and then we're going to create those possibilities as we move forward. And you have to have that thinking part. You have to have the reflection, or you can't have the other, right? It's the bridge between.
Well,
The
and
bridge
sustained
between.
thinking is that you're going to keep coming back to it. And so,
Yes.
yeah, you're going to do the neural pathway, but it's like sustained thinking might be something akin to pondering or meditating on, or adding it to your morning habit stack or your evening practice before you go to bed. You're going to keep coming back. Carolyn, do you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, I had a comment on both those things, those quotes.
Yeah.
This sustained thinking, I was just thinking that's where you tap into the higher power, to our creator. Because it's I'm thinking that's a higher way of thinking than smart. The smart is, I mean, you need the smart, you need to have intellectual.
Smart is human, right? It's physical.
Right.
Yeah.
But the sustain is like when you're thinking more of the, I don't know, more of an eternal, more of a higher perspective of things. Because
Yeah.
with all these questions, that's where it gets you. And then the thing where the quote says the best leader make their heart and their head work together. It made me think in the Doctrine and Covenants in section 8, the Lord is explaining how to receive revelation. And he said, I will tell you in your heart and in your mind.
Yeah, your mind and your heart. That's exactly what he says. Your heart and your head. Oh, that's perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
What I like about sustained thinking is keeping things before you. So that it's,
I like that.
You're remembering them, you see them, and so they're alive in your life, so to speak. You know, we talked about that with your one word, keeping it before you, having like cues or things that remind you of that.
Yeah, the desktop, the background on your phone.
Yeah, the mug or whatever, the ring.
The ring.
The ring. Yeah. The ring.
And I like how, like, when Beth sent out that, bring your word to this workshop so that you can merge it with your goals, so that it can be kind of like the reminder of your goals. And so I'm really liking how this is like keeping it before you. That's sustained. Yeah.
Sustained in your heart and in your head, and sustained thinking.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And it's simple, right? This isn't like rocket science, everybody. But it's sustained, and it's smart. And you look at how successful John Maxwell is, and as he teaches these principles, they go right along with CMH coaching and the principles that are taught here. And man, there's a whole team of us that work together and mastermind. Carolyn's a mastermind, and it's just it's truth. It's truth, and I love truth, and that's my word. That's my word.
Yeah. Did you get your ring?
I did get my ring. Yes, I did.
Show. Yep, right there. That's
there,
beautiful.
my truth.
I want to get one of those. I have to find where to get those from.
Lisa Leonard Designs. And if you tell her you're here from CMH Coaching, she'll give you a discount.
Lisa Letters Design.
Leonard. Leonard. Lisa Leonard. And I think it's just lisaleonard.com.
Oh, okay.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
you. Yeah. Yep. And it's wonderful. I've had one of these rings from Lisa Leonard now 4 years running, and they hold up and they just get shinier as the year goes on. I don't know if you guys have noticed that.
Oh, that's cool.
They do. They get shinier as the year goes on. And I don't know, maybe it's just because we practice our words so much, right? We buff them up. But it makes such a difference, because how many times a day do you wash your hands or with something? You see it all the time,
And I like to stack them with my words from previous years, because they build on each other. Yes. Yeah. Some days I feel like I want a certain combination. Some days I just want the one word. So it's just interesting. Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah. It's a way of keeping it right in front of you all the time. Jacine, thank you.
That's it. You're welcome.
That was amazing. Okay. So let's think about, if we've had I haven't had my reflection time yet.
Mm-mm.
And yet company here the whole week between Christmas and New Year, all the way through the 2nd. So we haven't done it. And I really missed it. Last year, we got together and did a planning session, a reflection time together as a team. And it made
Mhm.
such a huge start. So I'm looking forward to doing that again and having that reflection time to come up with, how can I create those possibilities in 2024? I love the principle of possibility, right? That book that we read in creator-based coach training, Juliet's School of Possibilities, remember? And just the whole idea that we have so many possibilities, what will we do? So let's look at the idea of what we're going to do with those possibilities to transform them into an actual goal, something that's achievable and something that's concrete. And so I will share a screen with you that is it will explain what inspired goals are all about. So this is the deal. This is what I'm learning. Y'all know my struggle with this, but I'm getting so much better. What I've learned is when I make my screen small on Zoom so that I can have lots of different windows open, the share screen button goes away.
It goes away. It's true.
And so that just gives me grief. So let me just share, because I'm learning now. Let's make it bigger and I'll share my desktop with you. And then I'll make this Inspired Goals presentation big, because we're just doing it the creator-based way, right? Inspired Goals. And this is fairly brief, but it's so important, because using the acronym INSPIRED, inspired, you can take those possibilities and those principles that you've come up with in your review and make them something real, something that you can come back and hold before your eye and come back and check on the regular and have it actually happen, which to me is so exciting. So the I in inspired stands for immediate. A lot of people on the 1st of January have an immediate goal that they want to lose 30 pounds. That's just a common thing, or 8 or 6, whatever the Halloween to 1st of January season created for you, and your choices in there. But you want to have a good reason, an immediate reason for that goal. Now, that's something to consider if you're looking at weight loss. You got to have a valid why. And if your weight loss journey is to fit into a swimsuit so that you can look good, it may not be sustainable. You need a really solid, long-term, heartfelt why for your immediate goal. But if you've got to start, I've got this extra 8 pounds, or if you've got, I really want to get a new car this year, or if you've got whatever it is that you'd like to have happen, your possibilities, have a good reason so that your goal is immediate. Feel that need. And again, we're talking heart, where you've taken the thought in your head and you want to feel it in your heart. And then come with a let's get started. Come with some enthusiasm. Jen, did you have something you want to say?
Oh no, I'm just looking at it, just shaking my
All
head.
right. Okay. I don't want to leave anybody
No.
out. So an immediate goal has an application. Okay. So an immediate goal, you feel it and you're ready to go do it. You've got a personal application for that goal right there. You've already seen the need and you've got a great reason. And that combined creates some inspiration within you, some feeling of forward movement. Okay. Anybody in our group have an immediate goal that they feel prompted to explore? I'm not asking for commitment, just an exploration.
Well, mine is a twofold goal. It is weight loss with strength training.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because for me,
You see me moving so
I
much.
need both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're standing again.
Yeah,
You told us you have
mine is
standing.
also strength this year. And so I built myself a standing desk. It was so much fun. We had the best time at Hobby Lobby yesterday looking for ways to prop my desk up. And yeah, it's a strength goal. And yours is a strength goal as well?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is too much fun. I may never go back to sitting. I'm kind of loving it. Yeah. So we want to explore that strength. What are you exploring pertaining to your building strength, Jacine?
Some of the things that I'm exploring are, it's kind of been ongoing because I lost a lot of strength 5 years ago during a snowmobile accident. So it's now moving forward to, I moved into agility and being able to have so I could move right properly.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at, it's scary because I haven't done it in years, is going back to the gym and lifting weights. So that's a big deal for me. It's been a while since I've done that. Yeah.
Love that.
Can I suggest something, JC?
Mm-hmm.
If that's your goal, make yourself a little page in your vision book of what it looks like for you, because you want to start accessing your subconscious mind. And that's a good way of putting it before you. This is what you
what it looks like.
Yeah.
Would it be what it looks like to go to the gym? Would it be
looks like go to the gym? I mean, what you want your end goal to look like, what you want it, everything. Just put it on that little board. And even just some things that you're like, I don't know why I want to put a grapefruit on it, or I don't know why I want to put this on it, but just put it on there because your subconscious is speaking to you, and somehow you're gonna make sense with it.
I love that.
But that's a good way to access your subconscious, but also to put it in your forefront.
I love that. Well, this is what we've been doing. We've been working with an idea dump, right? So when you guys get done with your possibilities and the John C. Maxwell looking at the year, do that 3-minute idea dump. Just take a timer and set it for 3 minutes. What that does is that short circuits. This is too hard. I just can't. I'll do it later, right? So like you can do most anything for 3 minutes. So just tell yourself, we're only going to do it for 3 minutes. I promise when we get done, when the timer goes off, you're done. You don't have to do more than that. Even if you just sit there for 3 minutes, it's okay. But do a 3-minute idea dump. And then you want to come back into present, find the soles of your feet and find where your shoulders are. Feel your breath in your body and open your brain and write whatever comes out. Just whatever ideas you have. That will create an inspired goal for you. From there, you want to narrow your goal. You're going to take your big idea and you're going to bring it down to something doable. You want to narrow it, zero it in. You want it to be deep, not wide. Okay. So what you can do here, one of my favorite things is to grab my big drawing pad. I like to keep one that's about 16 by 16. It's a square pad, and I love the feel of pencil on paper. That's just me. A good piece of paper and a nice soft lead pencil. I take my drawing pad and using circles or other shapes, I just take that big idea from the big idea dump and I'd use an eraser. Got a really nice plastic eraser so I can make as many mistakes as I want because my plastic eraser will take it completely off. And I'm going to use those shapes and I'm going to consider what the flow might be to achieve that idea. So can we just play with the idea of strength, JC, you and me?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you were going to put this on paper somehow, what might the flow look like for you? For me, the flow started with, I'm going to sit on the floor more often because I've got to get up and down off the floor all day long that way, building strength in my quads and my glutes. I'm going to stand when I'm working. Not all the time because I believe in being kind to my body and not blowing myself out in January. I want it to go all along. So baby steps is another piece for me. So for me, it was sitting on the floor, standing to work more, and baby steps, patience and kindness. What's it look like building strength?
You know, that's so interesting because what you're doing right now is where I was in 2023. And so
That's
now
cool.
it's moving on, it's moving forward
Next step.
So adding, not blowing myself out, because that's what younger Justine would do, is just well, no pain, no gain.
Just gonna do this.
Yeah, just whatever. So for me, it looks like, again, yes, going to the gym. But number one is finding the right fit of a gym for me. So I'm not just going to choose whatever's the cheapest or whatever's for me nearest. I want it near me, so I'll go.
Right.
But I'm going to I've been doing some research on different gyms and how they feel. So I'm going to go visit those gyms and walk
Nice.
in and say, what, how does it feel? Right? How does
Uh-huh.
it feel? Is this a good fit for me? Because if it's not, if I walk in and I'm like, I don't feel comfortable here, this is whatever, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go. Even if the price is right, I'm not going to go.
No, if
So,
I walk in and I feel fat and I feel way outclassed,
oh yeah.
probably not going to go. I'm not going to be able to talk myself into doing that every day.
Or if I feel like I have to wear makeup, like at the gym,
Right.
like seriously,
Yeah.
God, no, I don't want to
No.
do that. So
Yes. Then you
yeah,
narrow it down.
narrowing it down to, okay, what is my gym and what does that look like? And and finding my people there at the gym. So I know for me also, I've got to get in with a group so that I can have accountability. So they've got to offer some sort of class that fits my schedule, right? I have a whole lot of da-da-das, but
Mhm.
I know it's out there. So,
And it
yeah.
is for sure. It's out there.
Mm-hmm.
Jen, this year, or maybe it was last year, you got your hypnotherapy certification.
Oh,
And it
2 years ago.
was a big deal 2 years
Yeah.
ago.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember anything about how you achieved that goal kind of in this realm? Because I know that you and I work very differently with goal setting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm learning how to take some of these things and apply it to my style. And so you just kind of
Yeah.
have to learn your style. But I know what I have a sense and an understanding. I know what I want to accomplish. Now, in the hypnotherapy thing, it was easy because they gave me a curriculum, they gave me deadlines, and I had to fulfill them. So that was
Oh,
easy.
well, there you go. It was
That was
very
easy.
concrete.
Yeah, but if I'm trying to do something on my own and motivate myself and do things, I have to structure it differently. And I'm a work in progress. There are some things that I can really do, and there are some things the thing is, it's desirability. If you really want it, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you're also going to do it if it's easy for you. So you have to look at it and go, is this hard? And am I willing to sacrifice the hardness to get what I want?
Yeah. Will I sustain some discomfort for it?
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
that important?
So yeah, I'm still trying to fine tune my way of doing things.
I
So
love it.
yeah.
Well, and everybody's different. We celebrate that here. We're different by divine design.
But I have found
Mm-hmm.
that if there's some element of funness in it,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to do it more readily. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
And if I have
yeah.
a reward, I tell you,
Yeah.
I will go to the dentist and get my teeth cleaned if I can go to Target afterwards. I need a little reward. Let's talk a little bit more about narrowing. Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
just something that Jen said, and this is from a song that it's just a phrase from a song, you guys, that is a Christian song, and it's sacrifice brings forth the blessings of heaven.
Mhm.
And that just kept coming to my mind. And as we think about higher and, like I said, holier ways, that's part of it, is that sacrifice brings forth the blessings of heaven. And so anyway, I just really
I
felt
love that. And
by
that being willing to sustain some discomfort
Mm-hmm.
is a sacrifice for reals.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
love it. Okay, so if you've got your big idea kind of broken into some steps, and maybe you made this fun flow chart, that'll tell you how old we are around here. Then you take a minute and you're going to zero in on your outcome, which we've talked about, but you're going to begin at the end of your flow chart, whatever you made, and you're going to work backwards. Again, if you can set a timer for 3 minutes and just say, okay, for 3 minutes, I'm going to work backward from this endpoint that I created of whatever it is that I want to do. And just set the timer and just let yourself be 100% for 3 minutes on that space. Then leave it. Just leave it and let it digest and let it happen for about a week, kind of leaving it where you're going to see it, looking at each step, kind of playing with the ideas and the options. Again, this is a big piece of paper. For me, it involves a pencil and an eraser because I don't like to scribble. I'd rather have it erased and be gone. But however you like to do it, and then just leave it where you're going to see it for a week. and just work on it. Then you're narrowing it, and you're going to go deep on that because, of course, every time you see it, you're going to be thinking, well, so-and-so did it this way, or I wonder about this. I'm going to Google that and find out. And you're going to add that information as the week progresses to whatever your chart is, whatever that big idea on paper, or if you like to do it on your computer is. And you're going to use your imagination and you're going to let it blossom, just grow. So that's the I and the N. The interesting thing is it's kind of a backward law because you're going to let it blossom and grow. But as it blossoms and grows, what it really is doing is it's pinpointing. So it's actually narrowing down because you're eliminating all of these other things and you're coming down to this one plan, this flow. Okay, then strong. We want a strong goal, INS. S is for strong. Like you guys were saying, Jen, Jacine, about you need to have a really good why. What feeling will this achievement elicit within you?
There are times like when I work with people that the reason they come to me is now all of a sudden their why is sometimes life and death.
Oh,
I have to change. I got to stop smoking, or I've got to, got to do, because their why is really big now. And I'm like,
Right.
I don't want to get to that point, that like crisis point for my why. So that's something that's kind of hard sometimes to find within yourself. So you have to have a very strong why.
Yes.
And sometimes I know it's kind of strange, but I'll even ask myself, because it may seem like a really good thing that I want to do, but I'll say, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being absolutely, I really want to do this, and 1 being like, I will try and find a number, because it helps me understand if I am like 8 and above, I'm going to really do this because I have a very strong desire to change or to have this come to fruition in my life. So yeah, you have to have that.
I love the idea of giving it a number, because somehow when I give it a number, I make it real. It's concrete, it's measurable, and it comes out of the world of just being a thought into being something that's tangible.
Yeah.
When I give it a number.
And if I get a low number, I tell me, oh, okay, well, maybe that was just a distraction from my brain or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So with a strong goal, you have envisioned the outcome. So you're going to be an outcome focus when you're in that strong place. Okay. How does an outcome focus affect you when it's 4 a.m. and 25 degrees and you know you need to go for a run? What's it do for you, Jacine?
It's that you just get up and do it because that's what you do. But I love it's the beginning part is the hardest. The beginning part is the hardest. But like Jen was saying, when we start building the neural pathways in our brain, then it's so much easier because I do have the outcome. And when that alarm goes off, it's just what I do. I just hop out of bed. So the beginning is the hardest. It's that first 30, 60, sometimes 90 days, that first quarter that you're like, oh, this is a struggle.
But if you realize that at the end of the first quarter, it's going to be easy if you just stay with it. Or easy.
Well, that's interesting because you have built a habit now, because habit takes time that a new habit does. And so now that it's easy because it's become a routine, a habit for you.
Right. You don't have to think about it anymore. It's not even a question when the alarm goes off.
Or have that struggle of not wanting to do. You just do.
You just do. And so I love that. And that having that why and having that outcome lets you stay the first 3 months, right?
It does. You have to have that.
It only takes, but you really need that strong. So another 3 minutes, right? Another time, who will you be when this goal is accomplished? Okay, so I'll tell you, about almost 5 years ago now, I lost just under 100 pounds. And all of my life, I had been about 225 pounds. That's just who I was. I was always somewhere between a size 18 and a 22. It's just the way it worked. And I thought, and even as a 6-year-old, I was in chubbies. So this was an identity for me, this life thing of being big. Big meant safe. Big meant strong. Big meant I had a place to hide if I needed to hide. And so I started this goal of losing weight, and my who will I be when this goal is accomplished was successful and happy and worry-free. Now, it took just under a year to lose that weight. And at the end of the year, I felt successful and happy and worry-free. But 6 months later, I didn't feel successful or happy or worry-free anymore. And I started to struggle with being able to maintain, because who I was different from who I wanted to be. So when you're looking at why do you want this and who will you be, I really suggest you involve your creator.
Mm-hmm.
Carolyn, what do you want to say?
Oh, who, me?
I thought Carolyn raised her hand for
Oh, I
something.
thought-
It's just sometimes I wanted to get a picture of the last slide, but I didn't want to ruin your flow here. So
You're cool. I'll take you through the slides when we get done. I'll run them through for you, okay, at the end.
all right,
So
thank you.
when you're looking at this,
I do want to say one thing, because this is something that I have like come against when who will I be when I've accomplished this goal? Sometimes I don't have a reference point.
right.
That's a hard part.
We've
That's
never
hard.
been that person.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's okay to have that, because you'll just know I will be different, and you'll start to see as you accomplish that goal, you'll start to build that picture of who that person is. But that's why I really like agreed with you when you said you take that to your creator, because he may show you something, or he may just be like, it's a surprise, wait and see, it's going to be great, you know?
Well, and I didn't know when I started that the 6-year-old in me was the part that was running the show with the weight loss journey. And so who will I be? I would be a Barbie doll. That was what was in my head. And so when I finally got down to goal weight and got my little jeans, you know, and was running around in my head, I saw myself as a Barbie doll.
Wow.
And I had thrived. Was that good for me? It was a step along the journey, you know? And so it worked, but who will I be? Who was I after that? I was more confident. I was more assured in my relationship with my creator, and I knew I could do hard things. I was also considerably more calm because I was no longer addicted to specific foods in my life, and I didn't go into a binge cycle anymore. And so that made all the difference. It opened my life up to be able to really focus on coaching and helping other people.
Can I make a suggestion with what you just shared?
Yes.
In case anybody else has that type of thing.
Everybody has issues with body image.
Well, specifically if you, because you said, you know, like that little 6-year-old saw you as a Barbie doll.
Yeah.
Just take a moment with that little 6-year-old and just let her see who you are instead of the Barbie doll.
I love that, because she's
like,
so much more impressed.
Yeah, because she doesn't understand that you're older, you're different, and you know, yeah, exactly, and she's much more impressed. So just it's that connecting or updating the 6-year-old to what the reality is.
Yes, and then I can update my 8-year-old whose third grade teacher looked just like a Barbie doll.
Yeah,
and so we'll update that too. Yeah, that's really a good idea. Go in and just visit with that part of yourself.
Say, do you know how old do you think I am? And do you think I'm the Barbie doll? And then show her who you are.
Yeah, and look at what we've done so far.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Then consider on your goal, what will your long-term value be? Jacine, strength, you know, is a huge long-term value. But looking at what will your long-term value, and again, how will you feel? Because again, we've combined our heart and our head, and that's where the real power is. But for me, the other big power was, how will it benefit my relationships? Because for me, my relationships are just the core of my life. And so relationship, life purpose, which is all based in relationship for me personally. And having it benefit me is not a bad idea. I kind of like that. That feels good. That makes the goal strong, right? We want all of those answers. We can ponder on that and work on that. So let's talk about precision. That at that point, we want to make it plain. We've got it inspired. We've got it, what am I doing? Narrowed. We've got it INS, strong. So we've got a really good foundation, but it's still big, right? So now we want to basically write a mission statement. We want to make it precise. We want to make it plain And it's already narrowed down. So with what you know at this point about the why, what honing might you need to do? You can take your strong, narrow idea and write it as between 1 and 3 concise, clear statements. When you write it, you want to write it in the present tense. Okay. Jen can tell you why.
Because your subconscious, your brain, well, lives in present, but sometimes we also live in past and future. You can never go back to the past, so why do we want to stay there?
Yeah, no reason to be there.
And if you keep it in future tense, you're never going to arrive. So you want to have it in present tense so that your conscious and your subconscious mind can work with it.
Right. Thank you. I knew you would be able to. Good answer. Thank you. So
Because-
you're precise. Go ahead.
Sorry, because a lot of times you will use the word I am.
Right. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because and
Yeah,
that
we're going to do the what, the when,
that's
where,
powerful.
why. Go ahead, Jen.
No, I'm just saying I am statements are very powerful if they're correct. If they are positive and they are.
Okay, let's let you kind of pick this for me then. Let's make sure and see if there's room for improvement. We're going to have in that precise, clear statement what we're doing, when we're doing it. We know from recent studies that when we give it where, our brain sees us doing it, and so it adds significant power to accomplishing it. So what, when, where, and we've already got our why. So this was my idea. I am 30 pounds lighter and actively walking outdoors weekday mornings. I feel strong and energetic and am able to do the things I love. That was what I came up with. What do you think, Jen?
Okay, so I really like this one. I really do because it's very concise and precise. I would say though that as you accomplish and you start going down, you change the 30.
Going to revise it. Oh, great idea.
Yeah, you want to change that because you don't want to be a size 8 and still telling your body
Say 30 pounds lighter.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're like, no. Then you start, and you can even change it to that, just I am lighter.
Mm-hmm.
I am lighter now. It gives, sometimes it's really hard because sometimes you need to be really concise and sometimes you need to give your subconscious a little bit of leeway to do what it needs to do.
Yeah.
So that's something that you need to kind of work
Well,
with.
what if you said I weigh 135 pounds? Maybe that's 30 pounds lighter for you.
Right.
Instead of saying it's 30 pounds, it's, hey, I weigh 135 pounds. What do you think of that, Jen?
I wouldn't want to do that because you're
Okay.
telling your subconscious that's what you weigh. And so if you want to change it, it's like, no, you're supposed to weigh this. Because you're giving
got it.
the information. So I would just say, I am.
Well, what if
you can even
you
do
just do I am 30
light.
pounds? Yeah, and then I'm 20 pounds lighter, and then I'm 10 pounds lighter.
Yeah, or
I'm at my perfect weight.
Yeah, or you can just say I am 5 pounds lighter. I am, because the 5 pounds is going to always go down until you're like
Baby steps. Yeah.
I am in my perfect. And
I like that.
I like to tell my body that I trust that it knows my ideal weight.
I love that.
And so, and that's why the I am statements are so good. And then I would add, like, after you do this, I feel strong and energetic and able to do the things I love. I am strong. I am energetic.
Yeah.
Because you feel it, but
am.
now you're like, I am this. This is my identity. I am this.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm powerful.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you so much. All right. Here's the kicker, though. Done is better than perfect. So you don't need to sit on this until March when it's perfect and then get started. B- is good enough. It just is. We are all in process. Goals are no different. It's all a process. It's not a perfect, right? It's just a process. So when we get started, we're going to get it done the best we can get it done. We've checked in with our creator. Our creator knows and loves us. We're going to be supported, and we're going to just start moving. because we want to build momentum, right? We want those goals to be inspired. And with your creator, you gain this long-term perspective. You've got, like, if you're like me, you've got 45 different things you kind of want to do this year, but you're not sure what's most important. And like Jen said, you can go to your creator and check in. You'll get that long-term perspective. And you can even work with your numbers and find out which is a number 1 for you, which is a number 8 for you. Get some feel. So check in for that direction and inspiration, and bring your plan to your creator. They know you better than anybody else. They love you unconditionally. Even if it's a terrible plan, you're going to get a smile and you're going to get love, right? And then you'll get little thoughts. Well, have you thought about this? What about that? Maybe as you're washing dishes, you'll get something. Go ahead, Jen.
And you know what I've also noticed? You're just starting, and it's easier for him to work with a person in motion, a person in, and that's the other thing. It's like, I will start a goal and I'll be like, this is it. I have it mapped out, and we'll get going, and he'll be like, okay, but no, this is, and it turns out so much better. But it's like, you have to start for him to work with you. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
So you bring your plan, you bring your reasons, you look for that confirmation. And for almost everyone I've talked to, a confirmation from the creator creates hope in their soul. They walk away no longer discouraged. They might feel maybe a little not sure, but they're going to have a feeling of hope and a feeling of peace in their soul. And then this is the kicker. Again, this is the really important. We had B-, we had get started, but write down your experience. Again, like Jen with the numbers rating on how important it is, when you put pen to paper or keyboard, your experience becomes real. And especially, go ahead.
So this is what I like, because I'm a very visual person.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I like to do. I like to have like I'm just going to use Jason's example for, I would make a vision board. In fact, actually, I do have some, like, for my.
Want to see mine? I can show you mine. It's on my desktop.
Well, these are my specific health goals.
I want to see. Yeah.
Okay, these are my specific health goals. So this is my movement one.
I love yours. I just love your art.
Pretty.
Okay.
I know, right?
Colors are beautiful.
It's so organized. I like
Yes.
that. I can do that.
Eating. That's my brain. I'm sorry. I have to. That's my brain.
Yeah.
But what then I do is I will write experiences on the back. See, this is my new one. So I haven't written my experiences. So I will do the brain dump. I will do the writing. And sometimes I took these out of my book because I want them up on my board in my face. On my big boards. Up here. So I may even have to do some more writing on a different paper. But that's what Beth was talking about. I will start writing my experiences, and that will help me determine where I need to not so much change course, but tweak it.
Yeah.
And that's and every time I start to do that, I always have a little prayer, because I need, help me see what I'm not seeing, or help me accept what I'm not seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I really like the idea of having an inspired conversation.
Yeah.
As you're working with your creator, you're working together as a team with your pictures and your paper and your thoughts. It's all together. Just one long inspired conversation. Thank you, Jen. That's perfect.
I'd like to see your board, Beth, if you have.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'll show you mine.
I love her. Can you see her personality come out in her board?
Well, it's not linear. I'll tell you that.
Well,
hold on.
That's because that's how you work.
Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Troy caught me this morning. See, I've got Post-its over here, Jason. You'll be really proud of me. It says, always bring whatever we are teaching back to the creator-based principle. And then there's the principles, but each one has my own push pin because I needed a push pin in it. And I got a little bit of notice this morning when he's like, wait, your blue push pin doesn't match your green page.
Oh,
yeah. But
so that's a computer on the computer.
Yeah, it's just a Post-it app on the computer.
Oh.
So yeah, I love this. I did this after the What's Your Word? And this little piece right here, when your legs get tired of walking, you walk with your heart.
Oh,
My
I love that.
favorite. I just love it. Yeah, I just love it. And then what will you do with all this Eunice? Yeah, do with all that Eunice, because that's a lot of Eunice you got going on there. It's big.
And
So
there's your word,
yeah,
Surge.
there's Surge. There's my word right there. That's
Mhm.
my word for the year. Look out, world, because we are doing it. And then my secondary, my personal word is right here, bright. And so I included a bright idea. I included beam dream. I included right here, turn around bright eyes. So I've got bright.
Uh,
Well,
Through.
it's also it's a very bright
Oh yeah, lots of
layout.
bright
I love
color.
it. It's
yeah.
so colorful and bright.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
yellow. See the yellow headphones, y'all? I'm going to own some of those one day. Just saying. Those are liquid sunshine right there. Okay, so let's go back. Enough of my background. Let's go back and look at our goal needs to be reachable. Really important that we can actually reach what we want. However, at least for me, I'm 5'7". When I want the quart jar on the top shelf, it is a long stretch for me to get it. I can get it, but I have to stretch all the way up and stand on my tiptoes and just work. And then I can pop it down and I can get it. That's what we want for our goal. We want it to take that much stretch and work and reach, but we can get it. Okay.
Mhm.
That's
What
we
a
want.
great visual. Like, Beth, thank you for that. That just,
Well, then
how
you can
many-
feel it. Y'all just try it. Just stretch all the way up. You can feel the stretch all the way from your feet to the top of your fingertips. You're like, that's what my goal needs to feel like.
That's a very good, yeah.
That's
right?
what it needs to feel like.
So
Yeah,
amazing.
just works. We prayed. I can't take credit. Okay, so consider as you're reviewing and you're looking for that confirmation, does your goal require a stretch? Does your goal require personal growth? It doesn't require a life overhaul.
Yeah. No, no.
It requires a little personal growth. Okay. Baby steps. Does it require inspired help? And I'll tell you, just the experiences I have on the daily, if we remember to ask for help, it's always there. And does it require determination? Sometimes as I'm reaching up to that top shelf, I'm just positive that that jar is going to fall on my head and break. So it also requires a little faith in who you are, that you can do it. I've not dropped one yet, but it does require faith that you could, but balance, right?
Well, yeah, faith, and you believe that you can, right? And it's so possible.
Yeah, but I don't believe I can be an astronaut. That's just not
No,
part of my life.
no,
And so it's got to be
no.
balanced. I believe I can reach the jar on the top shelf.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that when I am 75, I will still be able to reach the jar on the top shelf. And that's the goal with the strength and the stretching, because I want to keep doing that. So yeah, it needs to be a reachable goal. So we've done INSPIR, right? The next one is experienced. And this is really powerful. And Jen's going to lead us through this. We're almost done with the inspired. She's going to lead us through this part. What experience of success in the past have you experienced? When have you experienced success with something like this in the past? When I first started my weight loss journey, I'm really shy and I'm really introverted. And so what I drew on was I learned how to teach in front of groups of people when I was in my 20s and 30s. And if I could do that and experience that success, I could do this, which was another hard thing. So I drew on that to bring my goal to life. I had done hard things in the past. I could remember them. I could rehearse them in my mind and remember them. And that would create inner strength so that I could accomplish my goal. Another thought, how can you apply the success that you had in the past? JC, what's something that was hard that you did in the past that maybe we could relate to strength building?
Oh man.
It doesn't have to be
I,
big.
What
Just
about your
something
rock
that,
climbing? What about your rock climbing?
yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Rock climbing is a great one. Just because it is hard, and my very first time that I did it, I was like, well, I have no upper body strength. And so it was all these, what I can't do, what I can't do. And my coach at the time, who was the chiropractor I worked with at the time, he just coached me through it. And he's like, you don't have to have upper body strength. It's about balance. It's about core strength. It's about one handhold and one foothold at a time. And so, you know, as I'm climbing that rock face, it's just, you're not focusing. That's the thing. You stand at the bottom and you see the top, right? This is like our goals.
Yes.
We
And your
stand at the
brain,
bottom.
what your brain says. Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, how with this little rope and this little harness, I'm going to climb that.
Right.
But once you start, it's that focus, and you just stay focused on where you are. And it's one little handhold and one little foothold at a time. And you just focus on what that next step is. And as you get to that next step, then you can look at the next step and you look around and you're like, okay, yep, that's a good spot. I'm going to go there. I can reach that one, right?
Yeah,
I can
that one
reach
could be the
that
next
one.
step. I can reach.
Yes. Yeah. And it's absolutely, yeah, that's super powerful. It's just that focus where you are now. And then your next focus, when you reach that spot, is you look at the very next step and focus there. When you lose focus, when I lost focus, I would slip, and the person who belayed me below had my back, right? And would catch me. And I think that's what we need. We need a group like Mastermind. We need Coaching Clear. We need others
Yeah.
to be those that safety net
On
for us
belay.
below. Yeah.
Yeah. I love
Yeah.
that. Okay, so we take that, and how do we apply that to the goal we're in today? So
The strength,
one of the,
the strength training. If I can do that, right?
well,
If I
this
can
is how you're going to
climb
do it.
rocks.
You
Yeah.
totally can do that. So we're going to create a winner's movie reel. Now, this is based on the premise of the 5 R's, but it's actually R number 6 and R number 7. Our R's just keep growing. And this is the rehearse and remember aspect of the R's. You're going to rehearse and remember in your mind your past successes. So another 3 minutes successes you've had. Jacine, you've already got that beautiful movie reel in your mind of climbing that rock. And so with your movie reel, you're going to want to, every night before you go to bed, rehearse and remember that and fall asleep to that. Fall asleep to the victory that you've had and the celebration. If you're going to make a long movie reel, which is really helpful for a lot of us, you can rehearse and remember your childhood successes. Jen pointed this out to me. I learned to walk. That was a big deal, right?
And it wasn't overnight. No.
And I didn't beat myself up every time I fell down as a 1-year-old. Right?
You just got up and you did it, tried again, got up and tried again, got up and tried again.
Yes. And I have a vivid memory of learning to ride a bike and the exhilaration of finally soaring down. Right?
Yes.
Yes. So all of those things going into elementary school and into high school and into college and into your growing years as a young family and how that works. Build a list. Again, 3 minutes. Y'all just need one of those little bitty hourglass timers that's a 3-minute egg timer. Just flip it over and just write as much as comes to you. And then let that become your winner's movie reel. Answered prayers are a really big deal on my movie reel because it boosts my faith and my connection and my strength. All the times I felt close to my creator. So moving through, and then every night, like I said, before bed, just take a quick look at that list. Tuck it. If you do an evening journal, tuck it into the back of your journal. If you do a gratitude list, tuck it in there, wherever you're going to see it, last thing of the day. And then as you're in your mind's eye, just let that stay and review and let your heart integrate the joy and let your heart integrate the personal accomplishment and the hope that you feel as you're sleeping. Rehearse and remember is an incredibly powerful practice. A lot of us will do it first thing in the morning as a morning meditation, where we'll come in and we'll sit down with our creator in just a quiet space ask for companionship and ask for a remembrance, and then just sit quietly and see what comes under your creator's tutelage. It's a really big deal. Okay, then we come to the D, which is declared. And this is another really, really important part of community. It's why we have Mastermind, why we have Coach and Clear, why we have 50/50 Girl Club, why we meet together often, because we want shared accountability. When I said out loud to my group that I was going to lose this weight, I was then accountable. And I do have a really good accountability partner who calls me out. So you had a fall. Tell me about that. And I'll share it with her. And just this morning we were talking and she was telling me, well, there's the disease, because she's an alcoholic. And she's like, so there's the disease on this shoulder, and then there's the program on this shoulder, the truth. Who are you going to listen to today? This shoulder or this shoulder? So when you come up with a trusted accountability partner, whether it's in a mastermind or a one-on-one, you can help each other back and forth. The other thing you can do is announce it publicly. Talk about it. Talk about it with your friends. I don't know if you want to share it with your family, share it with your family if that's who you want to be with. But declare what you're going to do. Write it in your journal. Your posterity will see it. That holds me accountable a lot of time. But be sure when you do it, you're using your statement, a what, a when, a why, and a where. Every time you're doing that, every time you're sharing the what, when, why, and where, you're cementing it in your own mind. And you're cementing it deep in your subconscious mind that you can do it. Finally, when you've got that declared, take it to your creator. That for me is a huge thing. Make a commitment to your creator. Creator loves you and your creator's going to succeed.
Can I say something about this, Beth?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times we're doing things that we really are, feel inadequate about. That's why we're trying to change, or
Right.
we're, yeah. So it's very important that when you share this, you're sharing it with a trusted person.
And don't share with people that don't deserve
everybody.
it.
No, you don't just tell everybody. You trust it with somebody that will have your back no matter what, but also will call you out on your little BS. But they love you and they care about you and they want you to achieve this.
Yeah.
So it's very important. It's a trusted person.
Yeah. I loved it when I was telling my accountability partner about my day off, basically my plans. And she was telling me about these shoulder buddies that I had, but she sat just quiet, no condemnation, just sat and heard. And then she just waited. Yeah, that's rough. And then encouraged. And it was really good. She's been 43 years in a program. And so she really knows how to help with somebody who's struggling.
Wow.
Yeah, she's just
wow.
I wish she were here. I keep trying to get her to come join us because she's so amazing. She's one of my really important role models. She is 75. She rides a motorcycle on the regular. And like today, she's out collecting the wreaths with her motorcycle group that they put on the graves for Christmas. And they ride for memorials. They ride for all kinds of wonderful services, things. And she actively works 5 days a week as a massage therapist. And she's in her mid-70s.
Oh my gosh.
If we're going to live from 50 to 100, that's the way to do it, right? Yeah, it's beautiful. And she has goals. She bought her first house last year before. I was just so proud. So that's where an inspired goal will go for you. If you've got confirmation from your creator and a junior partnership in creation, because your creator is in the lead, you can expect success. You totally can. And you can move forward with hope and with faith and just knowing you can do this. So that's it, y'all. That's Inspire Goals. So Jen, we are so ready for you to help us make it real.
Okay. So let me share my screen. Let's see.
You have the most beautiful slides. I know I say it every single time, but every single time I just think to myself, the most beautiful slides.
Well, like I said, I'm a visual learner, so all of my pictures have meaning and reason behind them. So it helps talk to your subconscious mind. So there's always a reason I have a picture up here. So we're going to talk about the brain, and we're going to talk specifically about neural pathways or neuroplasticity. Okay, because that's what we're really doing when we're doing a goal. We're trying to create something, and in creating something, we have to stop something, and we have to end something. We have to, have a new beginning. So let's talk about neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is the nervous system's ability to change and learn. Now, this is something in the early on in psychology and in the brain neurology stuff. In the 90s, they didn't believe that your brain could change. They thought that your brain was your brain and that was it.
That was all you got.
That's
Yep.
all you got. And they've learned since then and that your brain can change. And so a little bit of story time here, a little bit of experience is, so in 1990, I was in a really severe car accident. Hit head on by a drunk driver and had a lot of physical damage, but also a lot of emotional because I watched my dearest friend die. But I had head injuries. And when I came out of that, talk about just feeling scrambled, not only emotionally, but just in thinking. I had to learn how to read and write all over again, how to comprehend when somebody was talking to me, what they were saying. And also as I read, what was I reading? I would look at a book, and it looked like just soup, Campbell's soup, alphabet soup. I would like, what I can't distinguish, words and things like that. And my neuropsychologist at the time, he's like, well, let's do some testing. It'll tell us where your brain's at. And this is what the state of your life is going to be from here on out. And I was like, absolutely not. I was like, absolutely not.
Sorry, no.
I know. So he's like, well, there's some things we can do that are, that are kind of non-traditional to see what can help with your brain. One of them was, he's like, get a Game Boy and start playing Tetris, because that's like building shapes and filling in.
Oh,
Yes,
like
you're
that.
retraining your brain. I had to start with children's books just by looking at the pictures and the words and trying to like make a story. So it was really interesting how it started for me, but then how it grew. And I had an experience that really taught me how when you involve the Lord, when you involve spirituality, when you involve prayer, how miracles can happen. And so I was 22 at the time, and decided that I was going to serve a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So here I am, a little bit over a year past this accident, learning how to walk and do everything again, and barely off of crutches and all this stuff, and trying to, and it was just like, people were like, what? You can't even read out loud from like the scriptures. If I was to read a scripture, you can't even do that. What, why are you doing this? And I'm just like, I just really feel like I need to do this. And when we served for 18 months. And when I got in, like I said, I was starting to understand what I was reading, but I could not read from the page out loud. And I was like, well, I'm just going to ask the Lord to help my brain, literally help my brain.
Help my brain, Lord.
Yeah. And I really believe, and I really know that because I put in the effort and asked the Lord to make up the difference, that he helped change my brain, because I totally can read out loud now. I can actually went on to do school and do other things. I can do concepts in my brain before I could not. So it's, your brain can change. You put in the effort, the Lord will pick up the extra for you. And so that's going to be part of later on, where we've got to involve our Creator in this. But our body, our neurons, they can change. So I'm going to get more scientific with you, okay? And what that looks like in your brain. And if you see the picture here, you see this path, this trail here. So And even look on the far mountain, you can see the other one. You can kind of see some other one. When we create a pathway, a neural pathway, a new way of thinking, doing, and being in our brain, it's like we're trying to walk down this path that's not created yet. So look at the grass. When we to change something that is different from what we're doing, our brain, we just start to walk in the grass. Okay. We just start to walk in the grass. Now, the more that we have that thought, the more that we do that thinking pattern, the more that walking on the grass starts to look more like a trail. It starts to be more defined and distinguished. We start to add energy and thought to it. Now it becomes looking more like this trail. Okay. And the more that we do it and it starts to become second nature or habit, we don't have to think about it, then it starts to resemble a road. And then it's just automatic that we do it. It's a highway. Okay. Think about when you learned how to drive. Now, I don't really remember until I sat with my niece in my car and went, holy cow, I'm going to die, and then I was like, I don't remember that you had to think of all these things in this individual.
There's so much to do.
There's so much to do. And this person is like really having a nervous breakdown about it, or just really being anxious about it. I'm like, oh my gosh, making sure my seat is where I need to be, making sure I can see in the signs, making sure that the pressure that I put on the brake is the right pressure and I'm not putting everybody through the windshield, or the gas, or like turn signals, or making sure spatial awareness that I'm staying in this lane, or even parking, all of this stuff that a lot of us just do naturally because we did it so many times that it wasn't just walking through the field. It wasn't just this little dirt path. It is a highway for us now. It is second nature. We just do it. So that's like my example of when you are building a neural pathway, when you're trying to implement something in your life, a change, a behavior, a way of being. In the beginning, it's going to be awkward. In the beginning, it's going to be kind of hard, and you have to put intention and you have to put thought into it until it just becomes easier and easier and easier for you to do. And so it takes practice. It takes awareness. It takes prayer. And sometimes, in fact, I would say you have to have that prayer and that active participation with your creator. And it's repetition. And that repetition can be very boring. But in changing the brain, you need to do that. And so I'm going to, pick on that later on. But that's neuroplasticity. That's neural pathways in a nutshell, and trying to be somewhat scientific.
I really love your image with the bump right in the middle of it.
Yes.
Because isn't that what it's like when we're trying to make something new? And the path narrows right there with that little pile of rock. And as it swerves around the rock, it's just work. Yeah.
And what I also like about this is, can you see the one that's right next to it?
It's rocky.
You're going to have a lot of neural pathways that are so similar, they're really by each other. Okay.
Yeah.
But we're going to focus on just making one neural pathway. Now, another way to look at the neural pathway and how things can be created like that is like the first picture that I showed you. This is an aerial view of a city at night. Okay. And so I look at that and say, oh my gosh, this is like my brain. These are like the pathways in my brain. And can you kind of see the big, bright, strong ones? Okay. Those are habits. Those are things that I just know and do. And those are big guys.
Those are chocolate and brushing my teeth. Both of them.
That's driving.
That's driving.
That's driving. That's Jayceen surfing. That's your weight loss. That's the big things you do. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when we want to change something, because we can have big things that are not healthy for us, what we're basically trying to do is trying to take the energy out of that road and diverting it. Okay. So what we're doing literally is putting up a big "do not drive here" sign, a big roadblock. But you can't just stop something. You have to give the brain something else to do. So that's why we're saying a detour. This is now the new information. This is now the new place. And the car is looking at it going, but it's a field. Drive in the field or walk in the field until you start to see the pathways and it's the grass gets, kind of matted down. Now you start to see the tire tracks and the rust. Now it starts to be dirt. Now, hey, let's lay some gravel down. Now we got gravel. It's easier to travel on it. And we keep doing that same thing over and over again, that same thought, that same change. Oh, now let's pave it. And then kind of how we talked about 3 months down the road, it's just automatic. We're just doing it. So now we're really laying down that freeway, and it is now ingrained. Our brain will just do it. Okay. This is also how bad habits happen. Okay. So it's also the good and the bad. So, when we consciously are aware of something and we try and change that neural pathway, that's when it takes effort, determination, repetition, which the repetition can be very rote and mundane, but you have to do it that way to change off of that path. Okay. So this is also like how I like to show people what a possible neural pathway system can look like, to help people have a little bit more understanding what they're trying to do with their brain. So let's talk about this. This is one of my favorite quotes. Can somebody read this for me?
I'll do it. That which we persist in doing becomes easier to do. Not that the nature of the thing has changed, but that our power to do has increased. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Yeah, that's so cool.
Exactly. Has anybody experienced this in their life?
Driving?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Getting up and running. I mean, when I first started to run, it was, one telephone pole to the next is all I could do. Right. But everything just became that telephone pole. Every day became another one, and it was easier and easier. Yeah.
Yeah. The road didn't change. The route didn't change. It didn't level out for you.
I really saw this with my children when they were learning to read. The stumble over learning their vowels, and then the magic of putting the consonants with the vowels the first time, and like 6 or 8 months of struggle in reading a sentence, and then it just took off.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's like they'd always been reading.
Yeah.
That was huge.
The thing didn't
playing the piano, right? Playing the piano.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect way
An
to do
instrument.
it. Yeah.
Shooting a basketball. Yeah. Whatever.
Thing didn't change, but your power to do was increased.
Yeah.
Until it just became second nature. That's what we're going to be doing today in the meditation, the thing that I'm going to teach you. Okay. But it takes your commitment to do it. Okay. It takes.
So Jen,
yeah.
I have a really cool example. We just experienced it this past week with Mark's family being here. Little Keely was, oh my goodness, she just turned 1. We celebrated her first birthday, and she was just, when she got here Christmas night, she was just barely tipsy when she was walking. And they were here for 7 nights, and by day 5 she was running.
Oh,
right?
wow.
So it's the same pathway in the house, right? It's the same thing, but she went from just and then holding the fingers to, it was just this process, but it went fast for her. Once she got it, it was like, okay, I got this. And she was running, chasing.
That is so cool.
The other kids.
It's so cool for you to be able to see and note.
Exactly. And to witness that, because that's what you can do in your own brain. But in the beginning, a lot of people stop because they're like, oh, that isn't working. It's too hard, blah, blah, blah. No, just be persistent. Just persist, because it's going to change. And I'm saying this out of personal experience, because there are times I'm like, oh, this is just too hard. Or even I'll give myself the excuse of like, oh, it's just going to take too much effort, or it's going to take too much time, when that's really not.
Okay. I don't have time, or I'm too tired. Those are my two go-tos.
Those are the things. Okay. Yep. So I love this picture for that reason. This looks difficult, but she's persisting. And her ability to do this is going to, as she does it, is just going to change. And she's just going to be probably a little mountain goat by the end of it. Okay. So we're going to talk about another thing here. What do you see and feel when you look at this picture?
I did it!
I did it. What are some of those feelings? Let's name those feelings.
Victory. There's just absolute joy.
Yeah. Anything else?
And there's a little bit like I've been in a situation kind of like this. Like you can see she's gripping on,
With her
she's
knees,
excited.
she's got a good
But
hold.
there's this anxiousness too of, holy smokes, look at where I am. This is like,
did it.
oh, I did it. It's precarious. It's scary, but fun all at the same time.
I overcame. I fulfilled. I did it.
Yeah, like the wobble with Keely, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that same kind of a feel.
I also
Look at that.
I also see confidence, the fact that she's putting her arms in the air instead of clinging on.
Yeah, lots
There's
of confidence.
Confidence, accomplishment, victory. I like how Beth said victory, arrival. Okay, so great. And feel that emotion. Where do you feel that? When I feel that, I just feel big. Don't you just feel big?
Yeah, big.
Mhm.
Powerful. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, like big. Your ability to do. I feel the ability to do. Okay. So this picture is about the outcome. This picture is about the arrival, the moment. Okay. And we all have been there with things we've done. So when you think about your goal or what you want to change and accomplish, this is the end. This is the arrival. Those are the feelings. Those are that you will have. Okay. Which is good. We need that. Okay. Next slide. What is this one telling us?
Mm.
Hard.
It's the process. It's the process.
It's the process.
It's
Yep.
the process.
It's the grit.
Look at
The
the
grit,
grip of her
yes,
hand.
and the
She
need
is
for the
holding
grace,
on.
right, JC?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I wish I could see her face because I would love to see what's on her face. But you talked about this, Jacine. She is focused on what?
It's focus. Yeah, that's what's on her face.
The immediate. She's focused on the immediate things she needs to do to move forward. She's not looking at the end goal. She's not looking at that where she's going to be sitting. She's looking at what needs to be done right now. This is the outcome or the view of what you said, Jacine, the process. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to have both. Okay. We need to have that outcome look because and that's usually what we all can see in our head when we have a goal. This is what I'm going to be, and everything.
Yeah.
But it's this that is going to determine that you're going to make it.
Hey, JC, do you see her bicep? Look at that, girlfriend.
Oh yeah, yeah. Man,
you got some serious biceps. There's strength.
Those arms.
There's strength, and there's the other thing that is really important to remember when you're looking at this is that in this process, you can't make big, huge jumps and leaps. You can't do it. It's little handholds and footholds, little baby steps along the way, and that's what it takes.
Okay, so going back to inspired, I think this is the narrow. She's zeroed in. She knows where she needs to do the little steps. Okay. And she has a strong why. She's strong. She wants to get to the top, but
and she doesn't want to fall to the bottom.
No, she doesn't want to fall. Yeah. But yeah, she is, if we're using the example of the climbing, she is supported. She has her safety net, and I'm sure she has people cheering her on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And people know that she has people know that that's her goal is to get to that place. Okay. And if anybody has any other insight with this, please bring it forward. Let's talk about it.
I just love her biceps. She's so strong.
Yeah. What are some of her feelings right now? What do you think is going on with her and her feelings?
I got this. What's next? Okay, where's my next? What's my next move?
Right. It's like the grit. I don't have a better way of saying it. Just absolute determined focus.
Determination, focus.
Yeah.
The cool thing is when you're in this moment, that is your focus. You're not thinking about, oh, what am I making for dinner tonight? Oh, What am I? Oh, I should check my phone. Oh, I should. You're not. You are focused. You're fully present in
Fully
that moment.
present.
Do
Yep.
you think she has going through her head like, oh, I'm not going to make it to the top?
No,
Okay.
nope.
She's trying to figure out, probably, she's like, I'm going to accomplish this for this handhold, and then she's going to look for her next one. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, and if the doubts do come in, she will dismiss them because they're not helpful. So there's a
Mhm.
lot of thought work, I would imagine, going on too. And referring back, that rehearse and remember, referring back to what she's already been told and the
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
As she
Mhm.
goes for the next handhold. No, I can do this because this is why.
What if she slips?
And she will, or she needs to take a break.
Pretty
Or maybe she
guaranteed.
don't have that perfect handhold or that perfect toe
Mhm.
hold. What's going to
Mhm.
happen?
You slip backwards
Yeah.
a little bit, and then you just reclimb. You
Yeah.
get, and maybe in that slip, or when you do something called a take, you've got to rest because your forearms are just fatiguing out.
Mhm.
Um, in that moment, and you take a take, you always slip backwards a little bit.
Mhm.
And you've got to reclimb what you just climbed. But sometimes in that slip or that rest period, you have the opportunity to look around and you find a better way,
Yes. Oh,
right?
I love that. I love that.
Yes, yes. That was one of the things I wanted to bring out. That when we are doing our process, it's not gonna be perfect. We're gonna have those moments. We might have your slip, you have to take a break, and that is okay. And it's okay to reevaluate, regroup, and move forward again. But as long as you are moving forward. And we have that saying in CMH, failing upward.
Hmm?
Mhm.
Yeah, we
Failing
fail upward.
upward. We're
We fail
failing.
forward
Yeah.
all the time.
Because if everything worked out how I always planned it out, people, I would be just doing so many different things. But I don't. I have those moments where I have to reevaluate and readjust and definitely involve the creator because then he helps me to see, this is the better way. This is the better path. This is what needs to be accomplished. So it's good. And your goal then takes on a life of its own. It to me like just expands. It expands.
You
Okay.
just made my desktop, Jen. I'm writing fail forward. I'd forgotten. There it is.
All right. So focus on effort, the process, not the outcome. Okay. Once again, we talked about the climbing, and I look at all of her support behind her, hands held up. We're going to catch you if you fall.
Yep.
We're helping you. We're
Here
here.
for you.
So you definitely need that accountability partner or partners or your accountability group, however you want to do it.
I love the joy. The redheaded kid on the tug of war. He's
Yeah.
having a blast.
Yes. And that's one thing we have to remember as we're doing this, as we are doing our struggle. I mean, they're putting in a lot of effort and struggle. You can be happy during it.
It's
Not
fun.
all the time, not all the time, but you can have some fun during it. Yeah. And it's funny. I have this saying because I'm trying to like when I have those moments, because my brain can pick out the wrong and my brain can pick out the bad. My brain can pick out the pain. My brain can pick out the problem. I'm trying to train my brain to pick out the joy, to pick out the happy, to pick out the different so that I can be just as aware of that because I know it happens in my life. And so when I am literal, when that happens, I'm like, oh, this is me having fun. Oh, this is me experiencing joy. So even during this struggle, like as I'm starting to walk with my friend and I am like literally hacking up a lung, I feel like I'm breathing through, a blanket. I'm telling myself, this is me having fun. I'm like helping myself to understand there can be joy. I can find joy here because I know my outcome. And so I am in my effort, I am in my process, and knowing that my outcome is going to be good. Okay. So let's see here. Let's go to the next one. So we're going to what I'm going to teach you is a self meditation. Okay. So I want you to think of your goal in mind or the thing that you want to change. And I want you to have an effort focused statement. Okay. And these are just some examples that I use. I really don't really deviate much off of these. Now, we are trying to create a pathway, which means we are possibly putting up a big roadblock on another one and giving our brain information to do it a different way. Okay. You have to be consistent. You have to be consistent. You have to be consistent. So you find one of these and you stick with it. You do not change it. You do not add to it. You're going to be tempted to, because you're going to be like, oh, this feels so good. I'm just going to keep adding X, Y, and Z because it just is, oh, my brain, I'm going to create. What you're doing is you're doing forks on your road. And every time you fork, now it's new and now it's back to walking through the grass. So your brain, it's interesting with your subconscious, will take and kind of add all that goodness feel to it. But just keep the same one, keep the same one, keep the same one, keep the same one.
Okay.
And so everybody find one. I actually really like, I really like every day and in every way, my power to do whatever it is increased. That's a really good one for your brain to work on, because what does that look like? Your subconscious will, oh, I can make it look like this. I can make it look like this. I can make it look like this. And it can have all these possibilities. So find one on here that you really like for your goal. And it can be every day and every way, my power to walk every day, or my power to get in shape is increased. You see how that kind of really, it's a broad thing, but your subconscious can use that. Okay. And as you start to get more proficient with the self-meditation, you can be more precise. But since I don't know how many of you guys do this, I kind of don't think a lot of you do this. We want to keep kind of like a broad one for your subconscious to work with. And then after a month, you can be more precise as you narrow it down.
When my kids were growing up, we had a phrase that they hated and I loved, and it was hard is fun. This is so fun. Hard is so fun. And that last statement really resonates with me. The truth is, I can do hard things.
I can do hard things. I can do hard things. Yeah.
Yeah, they hated it. They still hate it, but you know.
Okay. So find your statement, write it down on a piece of paper. But okay, so on your piece of paper, you just want that one statement. Okay, you don't want anything else. It needs to be blank with just that one statement. And then set that paper aside.
I gotta get a post-it for that.
I gotta do.
Yep, give me a piece of paper.
The other one I really like too is I'm going to be using this one as I start my goal, and I will probably change it with my goal, probably February, is I trust I have all I need to navigate this new beginning.
Yeah, I'm cultivating the ability to.
Yeah. And then when I start to have that where it's a consistent and it's the same, then I will change it.
I love it.
But this technique, this self-meditation technique that I'm teaching you, you have to say to yourself, am I willing to give up 5 minutes 3 times a day for this? Or 5 minutes twice a day to change my brain? It's your sacrifice. Do you want to sacrifice this? And then you have to stay within the parameters. I'm not going to add or change anything to it. I'm going to keep this one way of thinking, because your brain needs consistency, and you need to basically bore it to death. Bore it into this new way of thinking, basically. Okay, so if everybody's picked one, let's move on. So this next step. Now, you're going to create a movie. It's different from the movie that Beth was talking about. This is a movie that you're going to use when you're in this space. So what does your statement and your goal look like together? So think of the outcome. Okay. So if you want to even write this on a piece of paper, you can. Think about the outcome. What is it going to look like and feel like when I have arrived? Remember the feelings that we kind of talked about with that picture. You can even write some of those down. That's your arrival when you are that. Now what I want you to do is now we're going to create the movie about the process. Okay? So now what does it look like a year from now? Write that down, then step it back. What does it look like 6 months from now? And write that down. What does it look like a month from now? So now we're getting a little bit more like, now I'm really in the process, because I don't know if I'm going to be really have achieved it in a month, but I see now what do I need to be? What does that future month self look like that she's doing this? And you could even break it down into a week. And what does my future self look like on a day-to-day of doing this goal, of doing this to achieve it? What does it look like? And you can just, if you want to, just jot down some thoughts, some pictures, you know, or words, because you're going to create at a certain time in this meditation, you're going to create that movie in your head. So you kind of have to have what you already know it's supposed to look like. And you already kind of need to know your ins and outs, kind of like that narrow look, kind of like what does it look like on a day-to-day basis? What does it look like on a week basis? And then when we get into that theta state, that subconscious meditative state, you're going to play with that and your brain is going to show you some amazing stuff. Okay. So have your movie. And then we're going to do this. I'm going to walk you through this and you're going to do it. And because of time, I usually like to take people through this 2 or 3 times, but because of time, we're only going to do it once, and then I'm going to read it through. And then this is something that we need to put out, Beth, the steps somewhere.
I'll get a screenshot and send it out. I'll put it out.
Okay. So first of all, I'm going to talk about the steps. And you're going to see that as I lead you through it, it's going to take a little bit. But when you get these steps down, you can do this process in 5 to 6 minutes. Okay. So it's really, you're changing your brain. First thing you need to know, you please do not do this while you are driving, because we do not want to cause any or using heavy equipment. Let's put it out that way. You know, you want to do this when you can have a space and a time to yourself. 2 things I do with this. I use essential oils. So if you have a smell that you just love, just makes you happy. It can be a citrus, it can be anything. It can be, I'm using right now some tree oils. I love the way, you know, tree oils smell, like the pines and all that. Or
it's citrus season right now too. So if you don't have essential oil, you can grate an orange peel or a lemon peel.
Yeah.
And use it.
I just start the smell. And sometimes I'll put it on me, so I am actually smelling it as I'm doing it. So I'm just going to add some for me. Just yes, because I know we've taught how the oil works with the brain.
I have a bottle of Envision. I'll bet you that'll work.
The other thing I do that I didn't put on here is I literally say a little prayer in my head, and I'd be very specific. Heavenly Father, I am trying to change a neural pathway in my brain. Will you please help me? You know, help me to have I can do it and change it in my brain. Literally, I want to change this. Now, before you begin, and this is teaching another part of this, you want to check your tension. Like when you think of your goal, is there any tension about it? Or do you have any tension in your brain because of just what you've gone through in your day? Do you have some tightness somewhere? Okay. You want to just kind of see, where is my tension? Where is my stress level? And you want to give it a number from 0 to 10, 0 being nothing, 10 being I'm hitting the panic button. Okay. Or if I have pain or tension, 0 being no pain, 10 being I'm going to go crazy, or I'm going to grab the Advil, whatever, it's like that. I need immediate relief. And you find a number. Okay. And just write that number down so you kind of have an awareness. Now, when you get doing this every day, You don't really have to do your number. You just kind of know. You just kind of feel it. But this is to teach you so you can be aware of your body and your brain. So, like I said, place your oils. You can do your boils and breathe it in 4 times. Now, I want you to take that truth statement, that effort statement, and I want you to hold it up at an angle, okay? Keep your chin level and look at it. So your eyes are kind of having a little bit of strain. And you hold it up and you memorize it, okay? Keep your chin down, Carolyn.
Oh, I thought you said, oh, okay.
You keep your paper up, your chin
Okay.
down, and your eyes. Your eyes are going up. Your eyes are having a little bit. Can you feel the strain on the eyes now?
Yeah, okay.
That actually signals to the brain that it's time to relax. It's time to learn. It's a tiring technique for the brain. So when you have it, put your paper down. I'm just going to quickly talk through this, and then I'm going to lead you through it. Okay. So
Okay.
I want you to notice that every time we do a number, I have the word color wash at the end. So that is when you close your eyes, number 4, you close your eyes down, and I want you to envision a color that you absolutely love. Okay. And that color is going to be right above your head. Okay. Just let it be right above your head. And then you're going to invite that color, after you closed your eyes, to just color wash you down through your head, inside and out the bottoms of your feet, and over you. Just wash inside and out. Just let that color and however fast it goes, it's perfectly fine. Okay. Now the next step is you just try and open your eyes. And if you can open your eyes, don't force them. This is not like challenge accepted. This is just like try and open your eyes. And if you can, close them down and color wash again. And you just keep color washing until your eyes just stay shut. Okay. Now you're going to say this statement 10 times. And it's from 10 to 1. And so you're going to say 10, I'm going deeper and deeper. And you don't say it fast, you say it just like that. 10, I'm going deeper and deeper. 9, I'm going deeper and deeper. 8, and you're going to do it all the way down to 1. And then when you're done, you're going to color wash that beautiful favorite color through you. So then the next step after that is you're going to say this very powerful statement 3 times in your mind. I am safe. I am calm. I choose to be here. And you're going to do that 3 times. And when you're done with that, color wash, beautiful color down through you and over you. And then the next statement is you're going to repeat your truth statement in your mind 21 times. Okay, remember, repetition, repetition, repetition. Okay, so that's what we need for the brain. So 21 times, and after you're done saying it 21 times, then you're going to have that beautiful color wash through you. So just think, every time I do something, I'm going to finalize it with that color going through me. Now, this next one is that movie that I had you create. So then you're going to, after you say it 21 times and do the color, you're going to play your movie. You're going to see, you're going to feel, you're going to experience that process and end goal. You're going to see yourself doing what you need to do to have your goal. You're going to see yourself feeling yourself doing it. You're also going to feel yourself achieving the goal. Now, your brain can do this really fast, okay? So, but you want to play that movie and you want to do it to its entirety and then do your color wash. Some people, it's really fast. Some people like, oh my gosh, my brain is just having a good time with this, okay? This is also what we taught in the word workshop of vision casting. You are in your mind, because when you create it subconsciously, your subconscious, your mind says, oh, I've already done this. I've already done this. And so how much easier is it then during your day to do it? Because it's familiar. It's already doing it. Once again, we're creating a pathway. So then when you're done doing your movie, you color wash, you open your eyes, smile and laugh. This is so important. People don't do this, but smiling and laughing actually creates a neurochemical, okay, in your brain. And so now it's signaling to your brain, this is a good thing, even more so. Okay. Then check your level from 0 to 10 again. Okay. Why this is such a good tool if you are stressed and anxious or upset or something is because we've gone into the subconscious mind and done some work. It'll actually calm your nervous system down and change your body. So even if it's, I've had a hectic day, you do this, you can change your state. Okay. So maybe not so much about your stress about the goal or whatever. It's now about just, I have a tool now to change my nervous system, to calm it. Okay. So it's like almost like an extra thing you get from this. Okay. Do we have time to run everybody through this so you can feel it? Or do you want to be done?
It's up to the attendants. What do you guys want? We are
I have
2 minutes to the hour. Do you need to go or can you stay?
If
I
you
can stay. Is it about 10 minutes or 15
about
minutes?
10
Jen?
minutes so
Okay.
you can feel
Okay.
it, you
Yeah,
can
I'm good.
experience. I really think it's valuable if you can. But sorry, Nancy, but just catch the replay, I guess. Okay.
No, she's good. She'll stay.
Oh, she's good. Oh, I thought she said she couldn't go. I thought she, okay, you're
She's
good.
good.
Okay, I get it now.
Marilyn, you
Good
doing
job.
okay? Can you stay?
Yeah, I'll stay. I mean, I know how to do this, but I haven't done it today, so I will do it if you
Okay, so I want to tell you that your success will be much easier if you do this every day. Now, people are going to say, "Oh, I don't have the time. Oh, really, is it that easy?" And they do not use this tool. And I know this because I've done the same thing until I really make this tool part of my life. You will change your brain. Now, it took years to create what you're trying to change. Fortunately, it's not going to take years to change it, but it's going to take consistency to do it. Okay. So you have the ability, if you want to sacrifice what little time or little thought process of, oh, I don't have time or whatever, this will work for you. Okay. I do it when I get up in the morning and when I go to bed. So I do it at least twice a day. And I'm going to now make a commitment to do it at least during the middle of the day. Because dang it, my brain needs to change on some things. I just really need to change this. So, okay.
My middle of the day could use this. I am so drained. See, there's that. Yeah, this would be really cool.
And think about that, Jason. You're drained during the day. So you're going to give yourself this little break. And it's not just to like help you like refocus and center and balance and ground. It's actually going to change and you're working towards your goal. Okay. So
all right, let's go.
Let's go. So
Let's
everybody just check your whatever, if there's any tension or stress in the body or in the mind or whatever, just get a number or just an awareness of it. We've already used our oils. So go ahead, take your page. And if now this is the thing, if you've already memorized it, because girl, by the second or third day, you're going to have this memorized. So all you need to do is close your eyes and almost see like you're trying to look through your eyelids, because you want that tension in your brain, in your eyelids, to focus to the brain, to send that message to the brain. So I'll do that until it really hurts and I close my eyes. Okay. See your color. See your color above your head with your eyes closed. Imagine your color above your head and invite that beautiful color to travel down through the top of your head, all the way through your body and out the bottoms of your feet. Now pay attention to a few things about this color. Does it have a rhythm? Does it have a speed? Does it have a temperature? It can have all three of these or none at all. Whatever you experience is perfect for you. But as it travels through you, it's taking out what I like to say, the garbage or the baggage. Okay. Once again, try and open your eyes. If you can open your eyes, just keep doing your color wash. Now you're going to start counting down from 10 to 1, saying in your mind, and you can repeat it with me, 10, I'm going deeper and deeper. 9, I'm going deeper and deeper. 8, I'm going deeper and deeper. 7, I'm going deeper and deeper. 6, I'm going deeper and deeper. 5, I'm going deeper and deeper. 4, I'm going deeper and deeper. 3, I'm going deeper and deeper. 2, I'm going deeper and deeper. 1, I'm going deeper and deeper. Now color wash that beautiful color down through your body and out the bottoms of your feet. Good job. Now you're going to say a very important and very powerful statement 3 times. I am safe. I am calm. I choose to be here. I am safe. I am calm. I choose to be here. I am safe. I am calm. I choose to be here. Now color wash your beautiful color from the top of your head down and out the bottoms of your feet. Now you're going to repeat your truth statement 21 times inside your mind silently. And when you're done, you're going to run your beautiful color. So go ahead and do that now 21 times. Okay, go ahead. And now you're going to do your movie. You're going to see, you're going to feel, you're going to experience, you're going to run that movie of what it looks like to have your goal, but also the process of getting to your goal. Just let your mind show you what you are and what you'll become. And this is an important time. You need to take time with this to really see the future you. And then when you are done, when you feel like your movie is complete for you right now, go ahead and do that color wash. And when you are done with that, you open your eyes. Okay. Now smile. I want you to smile and laugh. I know it's crazy, but laugh. You want to create that chemical, that neurochemical. Now go ahead and check that number that you had before, and has there been a shift or a change in that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is power of the subconscious.
Yeah.
Now you can run through this once you have the steps down. You can run through this series 5-6 minutes.
And that, with you doing it, that was only 7 minutes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
So nice.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's such a valuable tool for self-change that people would do this. Now, Beth and I talked a little bit before, and to keep us on our goal, on task, I'm willing to offer, for those who have attended and those who have watched the replay, if you are interested, once a month, I will do a guided meditation. It will be different than this. It'll be more specific, more concise for your goal, to check in, to see how it's going. And whatever you need, motivation, clarity, whatever you need will come out of that for you. But it will keep us on task every month of achieving our goals and seeing where we are in them. And so in conjunction with doing this, you will see the power of change in your brain. You will see how you can actually really have some forward movement and change with thought patterns and with behavior. So
So for the people who have watched this, you're watching this recording, email me, beth@cmhcoaching.com, and you'll be on the list for the group meetings.
Yeah. I would say
shoot me an email, beth@cmhcoaching.com.
I would say let's do a buzzword. Let's say like goal group or something like that. Say
Or you can just say
goal
count
group.
me in, whatever.
Yeah. Just so that we know that's why you're doing it, and we'll get
If an email, we'll make a list, and then we'll be able to monthly.
And actually, it would be good if you put down what's kind of like the best time for you, evening or a Saturday morning, and we're going to take a general, of what people can do, and then do it.
Pick a time.
Pick a time.
I'm so
Jen,
excited.
that's so generous. Yeah, that's
Thank you.
wonderful.
You're welcome.
Mhm.
Yeah.
you.
I just believe in it so much because I've seen how it's changed my life.
Yeah.
I will do that. I will do that.
I'm excited. That is so wonderful. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, JC. Erin, Nancy. I'm just really happy you guys were here. And for everybody who watches this, thank you for being here. Be sure to reach out if you want to be part of the goal group. We would love to have this moving forward. So y'all, let's go have a beautiful week and make some great stuff happen.
Baby steps.
Create your life. All right. Create your life. Create your life. Bye, y'all. Thanks for
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
She's taking a step by taking her hand and just holding on. She knows you don't need a stage to sing your song. Oh, so she broke down walls by love and who was with her, and it spread